The downfall of Great Zimbabwe is attributed or was attributed to serious ecological problems that started to occur in the state. Land was no longer enough for the people, and as a result of this, serious food shortages started to be experienced, and in some instances, some of the people died as a result of hunger and starvation. Land was also no longer enough for their animals. The grazing pastures were no longer enough for their animals, and as a result of this affected their animals. The state also collapsed as a result of the decline in trade. Trade was no longer viable. Why? It is because of the siltation of the Zambezi. The Zambezi Valley was now silted, and as a result of this, ships were no longer coming to the Zambezi, and as a result of this, it contributed to the downfall of the state. However, some scholars argue that the people at Great Zimbabwe did not use the Zambezi Valley for trade. Some state that they used the Save Mouth. According to D.N. Beach, they used the Save Mouth. There is a possibility that the Save Mouth was used for trade. Therefore, it was not the Zambezi Valley, but the Save that they used for trade. However, the bottom line is that these foreigners who used to come trading with the local people had moved away from these trading posts and established new trading posts at Sena, Tete, and Sofala. The state also collapsed as a result of civil wars. The people started to fight against each other. The resources were no longer enough. And as a result of these serious civil wars occurred in the state, and this contributed to the downfall of the state. There was also the problem of succession disputes. The chiefs, the kings, the relatives of the chiefs, the relatives of the kings, they started to fight against each other. There were no birth or death records. So when the king or a chief died, we see that serious squabbles started to occur, and as a result of that, it led to disunity in the state and eventually leading to the downfall of the state. There was also the problem of serious droughts. Serious droughts occurred at Great Zimbabwe, and as a result of this, people were affected, leading to the downfall of the state. The state also collapsed as a result of overpopulation. There were now so many people at the state. Resources were no longer enough as a result of overpopulation, and this led to the collapse of the state. The state also collapsed as a result of the exhaustion of mine shifts. The minerals were no longer adequate. The minerals were no longer enough for the people. And as a result of that, it led the foreigners to move to establish new trading posts, leading to the downfall of the state. The state also collapsed as a result of Nyatsimba Mutota. According to some scholars, they say that Nyatsimba Mutota was an ambitious ruler. He mobilized the army. Some say that he was sent by his father, the last ruler of Great Zimbabwe, Chibata Matosi, to go and look for a new settlement. So he moved away from Great Zimbabwe, and he eventually arrived at Dande Chidima, where he established a new state, which he referred to as the Mutapa State. The starting of the Mutapa State contributed to the downfall, or it contributed to the collapse of Great Zimbabwe. Generally, these are the factors that were important that contributed to the collapse of Great Zimbabwe. So when the state collapsed, a new state was formed, and this state was known as the Mutapa State.